So, a little bit of unfortunate news and maybe a little bit of a warning as well. This is something that I think isn't going to go over very well with a lot of people. It sort of ties into what I was talking about the other day. We know that there's a lot of issues with like the RAM and things like that due to like the AI situation. And the other thing is that Microsoft is much more apt to use like the RAM and things like that for their AI initiatives as opposed to their hardware and things like that. It's very obvious to me anyway that they are sort of leaning more towards into PC and cloud than anything else. To be honest with you, if you guys didn't know, like their latest update is all, and they call it an Xbox update, which is funny. So the Xbox update, quote unquote, for November is funny because it just shows like PCs and laptops and like ROG Ally and stuff like that and a controller, but no actual Xbox console, which is kind of funny. And all the stuff for this update is focused on anything but a console. It's kind of funny to me, and it's really crazy because they're all really pushing this like full screen stuff that's like a joke. It's having a bunch of issues and things like that, and that's what they want the next quote unquote Xbox to be. So it's kind of unfortunate, but with the news coming out about the RAM situation that is going to be expensive, they're saying, to brace for, something that's going to be an issue for many years. Like they're saying this could be a problem for many years to come. And, I think that would be, one of the biggest problems that we could see in, the future, whatever, is that, hey, they're going to have no ability to buy this stuff or make it cheap. So it was already kind of rumored that the next Xbox might be, very expensive. They were saying anywhere from $1,200, $1,400. Now the latest rumor, thanks to this news, is that it could even be pushed back. A lot of people were expecting this thing to come out in 2027, but they're saying now possibly even 2028. As a possibility, because like I said, if this thing indeed lasts for multiple years and you can't get this memory at a good price or RAM, then what are you going to do? Like, this is really putting Microsoft in a bit of a bind. I don't understand why they didn't like kind of foresee some of this stuff. Like, I get that, things creep up and whatnot, and that's always going to be an issue. But to me, anywhere, it seems like you're not going to like have that forethought. And I think that the reason why they didn't have the forethought is because clearly they honestly just don't care about the console. So if you weren't focused on the console, on the things that you're trying to sell or whatever, then yeah, I guess it would be kind of easy to kind of overlook it. So that's a bit unfortunate to me, in my opinion, that's happening. But I still feel like Microsoft should have probably done a little bit better job. I mean, they're a tech company after all, and so when you're a tech company and you have things like this going on, isn't it best to make sure that you can like go out there and offer people something at the very least? Like, I don't know, just to me it really feels like they've missed the ball here, and now they're kind of stuck in this situation where they're not going to be able to get out of it. And it's going to really, I think, cost the fans more than anything, because we're the ones that are supporting the platform in the first place. So again, having something that's going to cost the price of $1,500 or something like that. And I know a lot of people don't really believe this or whatever, but if you're in the comments or whatever, I'm curious, are you the type of person that believes that Microsoft is trying to offload their fans to PC so that they can just leave the hardware business altogether? Because it's really kind of a two-pronged approach what they're doing. And again, and I've mentioned this before in another video, it's like you're dating the girl and then all she's doing is talking about her exes or these other guys, and you're just kind of stuck there. That's what it feels like being an Xbox fan, right? Because they're not talking about the console. They're not doing like, where's our console enhancements, right? Like sometimes, like, where's the features that we are supposed to get? Where's all the cool stuff that our consoles are supposed to get? I mean, regardless of, whether or not you're going to be, having this thing long term or not, it's like people that just bought one, or even if they bought it day one, you owe them something, Microsoft. So it's like weird to me that they're not trying to improve it. And that still has some issues with the OS and things like that. It can still be sluggish, and they're not doing anything to address any of the problems. And that's a real issue to me personally, because you look across the pond there and you see the PlayStation. How is that OS so much better and simplified than what Microsoft is offering? So that to me is a little bit crazy, and the fact that Microsoft is only talking and only improving the PC experience, the cloud experience, and the handheld PC experience. Like, doesn't that tell you guys something? I mean, if you're a fan, does this not worry you at least somewhat that this kind of stuff is going on? And now we're seeing like these RAM shortages and stuff that could realistically cause a bunch of problems, and I feel like that's something that also could end up being an issue like going forward, just from the way that we've kind of seen how this is kind of trending before. So I mean, you look at Nintendo, they seemingly got things going in a correct direction, in terms of like seeing stuff before it started happening, and then you look at like how the kind of world is going right now, and Xbox is really kind of in a weird spot, and it's something that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about, unfortunately. But if this does turn out to be something that affects Xbox for years, there's rumors that Microsoft could completely shut down the current Xbox, right? And they could shut down production of that completely, so they wouldn't have an Xbox on the market for 2 to 3 years waiting for their next one to come out. That just doesn't seem like good business. You're supposed to keep like your business, you're supposed to keep your business in people's minds and in the forefront, and it's just so weird to me that they don't do that, and that it's a situation where gamers are kind of suffering in a lot of ways. So again, Microsoft could get something going if they wanted to. I'm sure they're a company that has enough money, but their priority doesn't seem to be about gaming. Their priority doesn't seem to be about the console in specific, even though they keep saying that. That's why I said, hey, they get caught lying a lot whenever they bring up the fact that they are pro-consumer or whatever the case may be. It doesn't really seem that way to me, from the simple fact that you can kind of see how things are kind of trending and whatnot. So I don't know, it's strange to me, but we'll see how that goes. But how do you guys feel about this? Like, what would be the max you're going to pay for this next Xbox? I know everybody talks a good game on the internet. Man, I'll pay this or this. And now it's like turning out that Steam box is going to be, probably $700 to $1,000, maybe more. Because, I mean, hey, it's taking RAM too, right? Like, what's the good alternative, man? Who would have thought that consoles that we bought 5 years ago would be, go up in price? It's like I take extra care with mine now. My Series X, I make sure I take it apart, clean it out, make sure there's no dust or anything in it. I probably have to re-thermal paste it at some point, but it's just crazy to me just looking how these things are could possibly go up. A Series X could go up to $800, $900, and a Series S is already more expensive than a PS5. It's crazy to me that this is happening, but it is quite a warning. Things are kind of in flux. We see that all the time. It's a shame to me that Microsoft wasn't a little bit better prepared, but it's kind of easy to see that at the end of the day, they didn't really prioritize the right things. And this was a problem at the beginning of the generation too. They could have got out. They probably could have sold as many Xbox Series X's as they wanted, but the problem is that they were prioritizing the idea of cloud gaming, and Phil Spencer said that out in the actual FTC trial. He's like, yeah, we could have sold more, but we bet heavy on cloud gaming, and nobody was really into it. Nobody was using it, because guess what? Everybody was inside. If that's not a clue on why cloud gaming sucks and that people aren't interested, I don't know what is. Like, people are literally locked inside and would rather, do nothing than play games via the cloud. I mean, to me, that kind of says it all. But again, you guys might think differently than me, and it's always interesting going in the comments and seeing people say the different kind of things. I obviously, like, the people that would watch my videos or that are online is a very small bubble compared to the overall arc of gamers as a whole. So, again, a delay to the next Xbox, whatever that may be. We could also be seeing a situation where it's even more expensive than we thought. That's quite a warning from a lot of people. But again, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know down below how you guys feel about it. Is it going to be something that's going to eventually catch up to Nintendo and Sony? I don't know. It's hard saying, to be honest with you. So, we'll see. Anyway, let me know what's going on. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.